Hello, my name is Rinaldo Osario, and today we're going to talk about what's really made in America. Over the weekend, I typed up this essay, and it's called How American is Made in America. And in our current world, our country is one of the many pinnacles of retail. But where do our goods come from? Where do they come from? Where are they made? What's in them? Well, we'll go through that in this essay. Now, along the lines of common everyday items, you'll find something along the labels of made in non-US territory or made in this country overseas. Most likely you'll find it that it's made in China. Now, people like to flock over the idea of something made in America because they believe that there's this American quality that exists, and they believe that there's this better type of item if it's made in America. Now, through this, we will find out that it is just a phrase that many companies might use in order to get better business. Let us begin our investigation with mass production. Now, mass production in America began in the 1920s. Everyone knows who Ford was, and everyone knows that Ford was this man who made the Ford car company. Now, in the 1920s, he made the assembly line. This made the mass production of cars a thing, and it changed the world of production forever. Now, in America, if you think mass production, you might think assembly line, these workers, machines, just all helping to make this one final product. In China, when I say mass production, people like to think all these people that are being forced to work against their will in this crowdy, stuffy room. Well, we'll find out that that's only a stereotype as far as we know. One of the many famous made in China brands are Nike, one of the most iconic brands of all time. And one of the many famous made in America brands is American Apparel, one of the raciest brands of all time. Now, when the manufacturing process for both of these companies are evaluated, both companies have been noted to use a mass manufacturing floor filled with employees hastily working. Nike's manufacturing floor has been commented by some to be as filled and as meticulous as labor as the American Apparel floor. However, that is a comment, and we cannot assume fully. To make some matters even more noticeable, American Apparel even uses freight elevators for people to prioritize with their large machinery, and labor is not the only factor that we should be taking to this made in America. Quality is another factor. Tests run by the Guardian's Amelia Hill of their business sector show that American Apparel's American-made fabrics have the tendency to do less well than that of Chinese fabrics. Now, in comment to that, there is really no way to make a better fabric. We practically know as human beings that there are certain ways to make the fabric to make it work for a shirt, and so with that, there's only laziness when it comes to less quality. Now, what about the companies that support Made in America firms, but how do they fare on this issue? Well, New Era Caps, a hat company, is commonly listed as one of the many pro-American manufacturers, but a majority of their hats will still say Made in China. In a trial test run by New Era Cap Talk, a forum whose main topic is about the fashion accessory known as the hat, the durability and quality of the US and China hats made by New Era's manufacturer were nearly equivalent. This means that the US hat and the China hat were almost of the same quality. Lucky Brand Jeans, another company listed in the Made in America list, switched in 2010 to spreading out to other countries for the production of their jeans at a lower price. Now that we see that the labor and quality of American-made and non-American-made may be on par, we may be looking at the more intricate lining of the Made in America seal. Now, there exists another dilemma in the Made in America tag. Where did these components come from? Electronics that are made in America can usually be found to have inner components that are imported from other countries. This, to some, may already seem like a disqualification for the seal, but others like to digress. Okay, so for example, everyone has that phone. The most common might be the Apple iPhone, so let's look at that. From the advertisements online, you can see that's labeled as designed in California, and it is a Californian piece of technology. But what exactly does that entail? Does that mean it's laced with the components from all over the world, such as the Czech Republic and China, as noted by Entrepreneur.com? Well, it's not just electronics that do this distribution of components. The manufacturing of cars also does this a lot. Referring back to the 1920s, every Ford customer knew that their car was manufactured in America, the parts are from America, and that they were buying a genuinely American car. Now, today, it's not like that. AOL Auto states that the American Chevrolet company gets its vehicle bodies and its transmissions from Mexico, but many still view the car as an American car. If you live in today's modern world, you may never know where your phone or your car came from or where its contents came from. You can be wearing garments that say Made in America, but the fabric used to make them is taken from third world countries' labor force. The fact that the components of any good can be made from anywhere in the world, but assembled in America, jeopardizes the possibility of anything being given the Made in America seal. With international trade and globalization becoming more and more of a common procedure, it's safe to say that there may be no true Made in America product in the future, but rather simply goods that are assembled in America that use foreign components. The labor laws that were made to protect our nation's employees, but it does not necessarily mean that they are askew from the nearly same environments faced by the labor in other countries. Not only this, but American versus foreign quality may soon be internationally on par with each other on the American quality many speak of. Soon, maybe the Made in America seal will cease to exist.